Well, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi,
I'm so
everybody.
pleased to be here with all of you today, including Dr. Gail from Skywalking with Moon. And we're going to have an out of this world experience.
Yes. Well, thanks for having me, Allie. And
Well,
yes, why don't we have an out of this world
I think we
experience?
should, don't
I
you?
think
Yeah.
that's where I live, out of this world all the
Out of
time.
this world. That's right. And so if somebody said you were spacey, you would say thank you.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Ron and Deb and Juno. And who else is here? Janet,
Hey,
thank you
everybody.
for coming. Susie Indigo. Thanks for being here with us. Marlene, good. Good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. I'm really excited. I've worked with Dr. Gail before when we did a game show on
Yeah.
Renee's channel. Yes.
Boy, that seems like forever,
It
doesn't it?
was, wasn't it? It was.
It
It
seems
was
like
like maybe
forever
6
ago.
months ago. Yeah, yeah. Both
Well,
you and um Cat Mama. And so I've been lucky also to work with her recently. So I'm really happy to um, be here with you, spend some time with you, learn all about what you're going through and what kind of messages you might be getting. So, hello,
well,
Kathleen, T Barb.
well,
It's good
first
to
off, I
see
can't
everybody.
believe it's been 6 months. I mean, it
I know.
seems like it's been forever for me. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. We seem to be breezing through time daily, but when we look back on it,
I'm Allie
it's
from Heart
yeah.
and Soul Connect. Sorry.
Uh-oh, you got your other one open. Okay.
I was trying to bring up so I could see the chat.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and
Yeah.
so I was trying to
Oh,
bring
just
the other
turn
one
down
up,
your phone. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
and it's
Hi, Cindy. Hi,
not
Vat.
coming up yet.
All right. Yeah, and that's because it's time delay. There's a time
Yeah,
delay. Yeah.
exactly.
Speaking of time, speaking of time and how far back we're going. Yes. Hi, Marlene. It's great to see everybody in the chat. Cindy, thank you guys. Thank you for being here.
I'm trying to pull up chat so I can say hey to
So
everybody.
hello to a few of you. Yeah. Oh, under a blanket in Texas. Oh yeah, you guys are going through another cold spell, aren't you?
Yeah,
Well,
they've got
yeah.
snow. Uh,
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
And they still haven't got their grid fixed. That grid there is, yeah.
right. I've talked
Because
to.
what's his face, the wonderful governor, is useless. So,
Well, I'm in South Carolina, so I can't say much.
okay, that's true. That's true. You have a crazy senator, but otherwise, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have a crazy senator that, whatever way the thing flows, he goes with it. Whoever I'm
right.
going to
And
suck
then he
up
gets
to.
in trouble, and then he kisses ass again and
Yeah,
comes
who
back
I'm going to
again.
suck up
Yes.
to now.
I guess he's just playing the game. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So we were just talking before we got came on, and I was telling Gail about a situation where I was asking her about reptilians, and she talked about them a little to me in Dracos, right?
Right.
Draco. Um, because those, I said, I don't feel comfortable with those two, and she said, well, probably you shouldn't, because they're not necessarily a good branch of alien life. But there are a lot of really good people. Pleiadians, I would imagine.
Well, there's a lot of good reptilians.
Are there? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there are a lot of good ones. I
Okay.
mean, my first one that I met was named Carl, and I didn't know anything about reptilians when I met him, and I'm so glad I didn't because um, I would have been scared when I met him. And
Yeah.
he showed me his family, little baby reptilians that were so cute,
Oh my
and
goodness.
and he's so
Like that
sweet.
dinosaur babies. Remember
Yeah,
that?
they were
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
cute. I mean, they're a little. He had me look into the clouds, and I
Yep.
looked up, and the clouds went parted, and there were six little bitty dinosaurs, and then the clouds went back. Like,
Oh my
I only got to see
God.
them briefly. It was protecting them, and
Yep.
but they were
Yep.
so cute, and he was so sweet, and I'm good friends with him still.
Wonderful.
In fact, I've had to rescue him before because he is a scientist, and he got in trouble down in
Oh.
Mexico studying some things and got caught, and I had to go in and rescue him from a facility down there. And so,
Uh-huh.
yeah, there's a lot of good. I've rescued a lot of reptilians, and there are a lot of good ones, but they
Wow.
are the ones I deal with. Now, I can't talk too much about it because when I was doing a live, when I started talking about reptilians, we got cut off.
Okay.
And then when I came on again, then my voice wasn't out there because I started right back in the same subject.
Okay.
So I
Uh-huh.
can't talk too much
Too
about
much about it. Okay.
too much about
That's
it.
fine.
That's just that they are the ones I get rid of the most when I'm getting rid of a negative entity. So
Okay.
that's where we're going to stop about reptilians.
All right. So you can't tell us whether Mitch McConnell is one. Somebody asked that question.
Well, no, I don't know, and I don't
Okay.
really follow that
I
in
understand. Yeah.
politics.
No,
And
I know. And we talked about that too. Politics is a pretty,
yeah,
negative.
I moved away from that because
Yep.
when they showed me on the spaceship how they look at all our politics and things that are going on, they look at it as just trivial.
Well, it
And,
is trivial, isn't it?
and
Yeah.
so they're looking at it down at Earth as like, a collective, and then they
Right.
look at what's going on in the U.S. and politics, and they're just like,
Yep.
like
Yep.
it's a soap opera. That's kind of how they.
Of
look
course. And I was watching that show on Netflix. I was telling people about this a couple of shows ago that was really, really good. It was like declassified and all the information that they had was fabulous. But one of the things it brought up, which made a lot of sense to me, was how they watched us during um, the nuclear bomb, and how they didn't detonate some of them, or they got in there and were able to not detonate some of them, and
Mhm.
how they also were involved with in the Vietnam War, and they were fought against by some of our people, and the other side as well, which fascinated me. I had no idea.
They're involved in a lot that you don't know
Yeah.
about. I mean,
Okay.
they've been involved in a whole lot of
From the beginning of time, probably.
and
Yeah.
they have been involved in a lot of riots and things that they come.
Okay.
They're the ones that kind of stop it.
Okay.
So they are very involved in a lot of things, and they are here protecting us, and they're protecting us from ourselves, basically.
Well, I got that sense and the show really reinforced that for me, and I liked watching it because it was like, if you ever watch those stupid movies like Independence Day, they're always very
I loved
negative.
Independence Day.
Did you? But there's always negative about aliens, and I'm
It
like,
is
why don't they say
negative about
something good?
aliens.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
But
ET is the only one that's any good.
yeah, and that's what is called ET, and everything else is called aliens. So the term alien generally is thought of as negative, and ETs are thought as good.
ET's positive.
And
Yeah.
so,
Wow.
aliens are generally anything that's out of the U.S. That's an alien, and
Yeah.
ETs are anything that's out of this world. So, but
Okay.
we do use them interchangeable, and I do use the word alien a lot because the people I deal with have had a lot of negative interactions with
Yeah.
them, and so I don't want to diminish their
Their
trauma
pain.
by
Yeah,
calling
their
them
trauma.
ETs, warm fuzzy
Yep.
ETs. So
Yeah.
that's why I use the term alien a
That's
lot.
really a good thing I like that distinction. It kind of puts them in their category that we need to think of them as. So
Right.
Juno asks, are they temperature sensitive?
Yes.
If you know.
Yes,
They
yeah.
are.
They are temperature sensitive. There are atmosphere sensitive. There are whatever. I'm going to close this up maybe a little closer so I can read the chat because
Sure.
I can't bring it up on my computer. But I know that shocks all of you that I have
No,
issues
it's
with the
okay.
computer.
It's okay.
So, yeah, they some are temperature sensitive and others are not. In fact, I remember dealing with a couple of them that in the summertime were cold. They were cold here in the summertime. So
Really? Wow.
yeah, I
Oh.
was shocked. But they are the other ones that like it cold and some like it warm. So they're all over the place on. But they are temperature sensitive and they tend to like what they like. I guess they like what they like.
Right.
So yes, they are temperature
Yeah,
sensitive.
well, just like we do, we tend to go to areas of to live that we are most comfortable in if we have the opportunity to move, and I know you're
Right.
going to be moving to a place that's not so opportune, but
Yes.
you know,
I'm going to be
you'll be,
living in snow, and I've never lived in snow, and I don't even know how to
no,
deal with snow. I am
yeah.
going to have to find me some good people when I move there. How do I
They have
deal
a
with
really
stuff?
good long underwear that's really nice. It's silky. It's not like the old-fashioned kind, so you can wear that under your clothes, and that
Right.
should
I
help.
wish I was the indoor person type, but I'm not. So I'll
Yeah.
be out in it somehow or another.
Uh-huh. Well,
So,
just you'll have to have that long underwear then. Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Juno. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, Juno. And thanks, Juno, for telling me about these cards because I've been using them. The
Oh,
Mystic.
Martian. I've never
Mystic
seen those. Those are
Martian.
cute. Oh, look at
I've been
them.
using them, especially the book in it. The book in it's great information, and it's short and
Excellent.
sweet for me to tell people about different
Uh-huh.
ETs that they want to know about. Because
Yep.
my book that I have, that I've put everything. I mean, it goes on forever about some of the things, but
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
I've used these a lot. And Juno's the one that recommended them to me. So
Oh,
thank you,
excellent.
Juno. Appreciate
She's
it.
a wealth of information, actually. I think that's great. She really is. She's very much so. Marlene said she wished she could communicate and see aliens. Are there any tips you might have that would help her along?
Well, yeah, Marlene, I started seeing aliens when I was meditating. They started coming to me pretty quickly. Um, I hadn't been meditating for very long, but they started coming to me. And in fact, in the beginning, I thought I must have a brain tumor and kept running to my friend Meg, going, I know I have a brain tumor. I just met this blue being. I know I have a brain tumor. There was an aqua being. And then also Carl, the reptilian. I kept going to her over and over again, but it started when I started meditating, and I started meditating the same time every day. And
Okay.
then they started coming to me. And I just had a friend just now call me a few minutes ago, and she just met her first alien, and she was all excited. I've never
Wow.
yes, so she was so excited.
That is so awesome. Wow. So this started later in your life, or had you seen UFOs and things earlier?
No, I haven't been aware of it, but
Okay.
but as a child, as an infant, my mother did put me in the space program, so I have been working with them. I do have a Palladian mother. That's the one that took me up to the spaceship and started training me at a very early age. I just
Okay.
wasn't allowed to start remembering any of that until way in adulthood, because first I was a nurse, worked in the operating
Right.
room, and then next, I went back to school for chiropractic, and I had
Chiropractic.
practice. And then my mother passed away, and my dad developed dementia, so I was taking
And
care
you
of
have to take
him.
care of him. Yeah.
So I retired from all that, and then I was done. I really thought I was done because I had invested in real estate at the time,
Hmm.
and I had to do something that didn't require me to be in the job. So I started investing in real estate. And
Hmm.
so I thought that's what I was going to cruise out. And then 8 months after my dad passed, an angel came to me and presented me with a bracelet first when I was meditating. Again, yeah,
Wow.
running to Meg. She was my only metaphysical person I knew. And
Uh-huh. Wow.
she just kept going,
Yeah.
you're going through an awakening. But I met,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how many aliens, one after another. And then now I'm working with them.
It sounds like they were preparing you, don't you think? I mean, it really does. It's like, okay, we're going to get you into this healing profession. All
Mhm.
right, you did that. Now you're going to go into this healing profession. Now we're going to give you somebody you can work with to heal. And then from there, allow it. It does when you look back on it, but
Oh
not when you're
no,
going
yeah,
through it. Yeah.
exactly. They have been preparing me all my life, because
Yeah.
what I do
Yeah.
on the spaceship now is I am the surgeon, and I do remove negative implants. And the equipment that's in the operating room there is all
Mhm.
the kind of equipment that I used in nursing.
Okay. Like
And
laser stuff
but
too?
it's
Yeah.
but it's super duper
Oh,
advanced.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And also for the chiropractic is looking at the nervous system in a different way than medically. And so I do, whenever I'm working on somebody, I balance their chakras, and I balance their energy, their hormones. And so anyway, I'm doing color therapy. And
Yeah.
so I'm integrating both together. So I did have a partner in the
Yep.
beginning of all this, and she was an energy worker, and I
Hmm.
thought we would be working together forever, but we only worked together for 6 weeks. In hindsight, she was just teaching me about energy healing.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so now I have
When the
that.
student's ready, the teacher
Yep,
appears,
more
right?
training. And
Yep.
then, after that went on, of course, I felt like I was on orientation for a long time when they were teaching me how to fly spaceships and
Uh-huh.
taking me to the operating room and telling me to decorate my office and all that kind of stuff. I was in orientation. And then when she disappeared, all of a sudden I was off orientation. I was scared to death
Uh-huh.
because I was
I
having
was
to
wondering
rescue.
about that. Has there been any fear that has come in or creeped in that you've had to alleviate with any of this?
That's the only real fear, is when I'm doing something for the first time, and
I
it's
understand. Yeah.
dependent on me. Now, the biggest fear I had was when I had to rescue a woman who was getting ready to walk into a reptilian group that had escaped,
Uh-huh.
and I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. And my partner and I, this was my first mission by myself, and she was upset that she was not invited on it. And
Oh.
so we were discussing it for days on how to treat her. Mine was
Hmm.
medical, hers was
Energy.
energetic. And so now I have a combination of both. So when I can go in and rescue
You can
somebody,
do it.
I'm using
Yeah.
both, and so,
Hmm.
but anyway,
Wow.
yeah, there's when sometimes I'm scared I'm not going to be able to accomplish the mission. It's more
I
getting,
understand what you're saying. Yeah, it's
getting
more of a fear of screwing
failure.
up. Yeah, yeah, not knowing what to do. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's pretty normal, really, for any, especially for a doctor or a nurse, I would imagine as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Have
first
you
time I took
done
it,
any of the surgery where you were able to put your hand through the skin and things like that? You know what I'm saying?
well, the most fabulous is I've got a new gift that I haven't quite developed yet, and it's going to be able to. And I've done two people right now, and it's dealing with people who have mental issues like bipolar, schizophrenic. I'm able to go in and change their brain waves, and,
Okay.
and I can
Wow.
literally see down into their brain and watch the change because they have to wear this headband that has lights on it, and
Uh-huh.
I can look down and see it changing. That's fascinating. I worked in neurosurgery, so I've seen brain surgery
Uh-huh.
thousands and thousands of
Sure.
years. I've seen the brain, but I haven't ever seen the brain like this, where you can see the brain waves changing. And the first person I did was theta brain waves, and the second one was beta brain waves. So, and it's different lighting and different equipment, not
Different things.
equipment,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's different. And I've done two people. I'm waiting to see about the success of that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I do know that's my future is working with,
Hmm.
because on this, I've been told on our ascension process, there's a lot of people who are going to be dealing with some mental issues, and it's because they're not able to keep up with the ascension process that I'll be
I would
dealing with.
think that would be part of it, and the other part of it would be that it's so overwhelming that this has always been there and they had no idea, and it's like living in an illusion all these years. That's what I would think if you weren't aware of something.
Right,
It must blow their minds. Yeah. Yeah.
right, and
Oh, wow.
but
Uh, so Marie says that they kept Chernobyl from being, I believe that, Marie.
they
Yeah,
did.
I do. Yeah. That and probably Fukushima. I mean, that was bad enough. It was bad, but yeah.
Yeah, they've
Wow.
helped a lot. They really have helped us a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. But more than we can even think of.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Sherry.
Sherry's so cute. Tell them to do something about Putin. I bet they will. I bet they will.
Well,
Maybe not enough, but something, I would imagine.
they don't look at it like we do. They're looking at it, as I said, like
Mm-hmm.
they look at that soap opera down on earth. They're just not really involved in it
Uh-huh.
like that. I mean, they do prevent big things, but they do look at totally different. And I'm trying to put on that
Mm-hmm.
lens on how they look at things. So I have actually moved it way emotionally away from politics. I used to be all in it, but
Yeah.
I have moved away from it very
Yeah.
far emotionally. And
Mm-hmm.
they told me, they kept telling me that the people who are negative will go to a different planet on ascension. They'll go to a 3D planet, and the other ones will stay on Earth because Earth is moving up, and we
Yep.
will go with it. The other people are going to go where they're comfortable, and we're going to stay where we're comfortable, and to quit worrying about it. They will not make people do what they're
Good.
not comfortable with. So that
Good.
helped me a lot. Now they had to tell me that
Yep.
probably 10 different times, but it did help.
Yeah.
Eventually it went in.
Yep. No, sometimes we have to do that. We have to hear that more than once. That was like me with what was going on in the fall. I heard it from Linda, I heard it from Susan, I heard it, from other people because I needed to hear it from more than one person. So I understand. Jane Copley, I just want to welcome you. It's your first time here, and you picked an interesting one to come to this time, and with
I hope
Dr.
you don't
Gail.
go running away after
I
seeing
don't run
me.
away. Yeah. We talk about all kinds of different things. And this time we're talking about out of this world stuff. So, or actually it's in this world now. We just don't see it as much
That's
as we
right.
do.
Right. And also anybody out there, my stories sound crazy. think they're crazy. If I'm looking at myself, I think they're just as crazy.
Sure.
So there's nothing anybody can say that I haven't already said to myself. But they
Right.
keep telling me you are really doing these things.
Uh-huh.
Quit dismissing it. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and I would say that because even now, if I say, and I have seen a UFO when I was a kid, and even now, if I say it, people go, like I'm crazy. But there's so many people that have seen them anyway. I don't. Did you happen to see that picture of a UFO with two helicopters beside it that was being and it was in some news article I saw, and it was two Army helicopters on either side of a UFO. It's probably fake. I don't know, but I thought it was funny.
I think there's a lot more of that. I mean, they just
Then
keep
we
that
know.
all that hush hush. And there's also they have these spaceships in these facilities, especially in the Midwest,
Right.
and they'll
Right.
go out and test them. So it could have been a spaceship, and they were being escorted by two helicopters.
Sure.
It could have
And
been
they
our
back
people.
engineer things to get
Right.
all the technology that we have today. So
Yeah.
it's really something else. Okay, so Cindy says she has a pupil with a strange teardrop shape. She doesn't know if it's a past life injury or maybe just an alien thing. She said every eye doctor comments on it. I bet they do. Wow.
I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
about any connection, but it could be. I wouldn't
It could.
dismiss that idea, but I actually don't know. I'm sorry, Cindy, but I don't know the answer to that. But that's extremely interesting. You ought to
It is
send us a
interesting.
picture of that eyeball.
Really? Yes. And it would be interesting to know if anybody else. I remember there was a kid in my class in 7th grade, and he had one brown eye and one blue eye, I think it was. I've seen dogs that have that
Yeah,
as well. But this is different. This is a
yeah.
different pupil. So I find it fascinating.
Cindy, is
Wow.
anybody else in your family have it? Is it genetic,
Yeah.
or
Is
are
it
you the
something
only one?
unusual? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking she's the only one that has it because she would already mentioned it runs in her family.
Yep. That's
But
true. Marie, your dad's retired Air Force. You got one question to ask him. What has he seen any of these folks? Is that what your question is? I think it would be an interesting topic to talk about. Wow. All right.
what
Let's
question
see.
is it that you want to ask him? Is he still alive, or is he passed, or?
Oh yeah. What is it, Marie? Let us know. I don't like the cold, she said. All right. Anybody have anything else? I mean, I'm going to talk to her, but if there's anybody that has any particular questions. Oh, Interdimensional Awakening has those cards that you showed. She loves them.
Oh yeah.
This is the lady that I wanted you to know about, actually, and I wanted her to know about you
Well, I mean,
because, yeah,
interdimensional awakening sounds like I should know her.
you should know her. Yes, very definitely. Her name is Karen. So,
Well, Karen,
you can,
contact me. My email address is Dr Gail Starseed at Gmail. And you can look at
yeah,
my YouTube account, and it is in the description box, that email address. So, yeah,
yeah.
I'd love to talk to you.
Yes, and her boyfriend does a lot with UFOs, or
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So awesome. So I'm glad you. Oh, Cindy Sadler, thank you for the question. No, she's not moving over near you in Finland. She's moving to Mount Shasta,
Yeah.
California. So that's where the snow is. Yeah, yeah.
I live in
So,
South Carolina. It's 70
right.
degrees today.
If you can't tell by her accent, she's a Southern girl.
I'm in Southern Gore, moving to California.
Uh-huh. There you go. So Chris MK wonders what the circumstances were that your friend met her first alien. Did she tell you or?
Yeah, she was in a
Okay.
sleep state,
Oh,
and
okay.
they actually brought her up to the Galactic Council, and
Uh-huh.
they were asking her to do a job. I'm not going to reveal what they've asked her to do,
Right. Sure. That's fine. Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty exciting for her. And she's going, "This is what they're asking me to do," and I'm going, "Well, do it." Why are you hesitating? There's nothing wrong
That
with
also doesn't that also give you some validation as well? Like, you have all these messages and stories to tell, and they're kind of crazy, like you said.
that.
And yet somebody else says, "Oh, this happened to me," and you're like, "Oh, good." We always like to know we're not alone. Oh, that's funny. Wow. Well, I hope she I hope she comes on your show at some point if she wants to, and she tells us about it, because I
Well,
think that would be awesome.
you would be surprised how many people I talk to that have had an alien encounter and they're not ready to let public know, or they're keep it to
Yeah.
themselves. And especially when I'm doing like the mediumship classes and the one-on-ones, when I get on
Yes.
one-on-one with somebody, they'll tell me their story, and
Hmm.
that's, of course, that's as far as it can go. But
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of people who reveal.
Who reveal things that are, they're unbelievable, is what they are. Yeah.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
validate it for them, and that still they're not ready to go public with it.
I understand. Well, there was such a horrible treatment. I mean, even of our astronauts and our military people, when they told their stories. And what is it, Travis Walton, when he was um, pulled up, I guess is the best word. He's taken under ship. And even way back in the 60s, when I was a kid, Betty and Barney Hill in New Hampshire, I was from New Hampshire, and they had missing time and they had all that. And everybody thought,
Mm-hmm.
okay. But I think that being open-minded to all of the aspects of the spiritual world is a smart idea. And then you can figure out for yourself if it resonates or it doesn't resonate for you. So,
Right.
it's really an important thing. Yeah. Hello, Terry Soma. It's welcome. Welcome here. So we got Tiny Trinkets. Um, she is a healthcare professional. She knows at a soul level that the type of healer I am goes far beyond Western medicine. Did you feel that way as well when you were doing it, when you were a nurse? Did you feel like there's got to be something more? Maybe not. I don't know.
No, I always felt like there was something more, and I think that's even why I went back to chiropractic school, because I kept feeling
Yeah.
like there was more.
What is it? Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
even as a nurse, because I did deal with areas that people passed away a lot, and
sure.
I've always been able to connect to the people who've passed. So that I've
Mhm.
always been able to do that, and
That's great.
this was something, this is all new to me. Because when I would talk about people who passed, of course, you're being dismissed all the time, where they're saying, hey, there's a
I know.
ghost in here. And they're going, yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I've always had those abilities. Of course, after, whenever my life got quiet, then
Mhm.
that's all these things started happening, starting to
Sure.
meet aliens and finding out how actually important I am to them, because they are asking me to move to Mount Shasta and
Mhm.
for a job there. And I don't know what the job is, but they say they need my energy there. So,
Okay. Yep. So you go. Yeah.
so I'm
I
going.
re I remember once when I was all by myself in my house. I was in Panama City, Florida area, and I've always had the ET idea and so on. And I one night I don't remember sleeping, and I just remember my husband wasn't there at the time, my kids weren't there, I was just alone, and I was in and out of sleep, and I really felt like I had little short guys all around my bed,
Probably did.
and I probably did, but at the time I almost didn't want to open my eyes because there was some fear, of course, and I was alone. But I didn't think of that for many, many years. And probably about 2 or 3 years ago, I thought about that. And I thought, I bet there were people there. And I was just like, nope, not ready for this, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But
Yeah, not
yeah,
ready for it. And
right.
they do hear you. If you said that to, because they're telepathic. So if you said that, I'm
Sure.
not ready for this yet, then they
Then
left.
they go away. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Right.
Do you happen to know how to astral travel?
Oh Lord. Yes. I travel all the time.
All
Yeah.
right. It's a
But
great feeling, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. But actually I work on a spaceship. So I
Uh-huh.
travel as a light being first, and I travel up to the spaceship where I work, and I am a light being, and I'd have traveled to different planets, and I travel as a light being. Now I take my human body off, and I'll
Mhm.
put another body on, like the planet of the oceans. I took my human body off and put a whale body on and went swimming with them, because at that time
Ooh.
I was an interplanetary liaison. So I was
Uh-huh.
going around getting information from everybody and presenting it to the Galactic Federation. And so I was doing that. So I travel as a light being. When I astral travel, um, when I go on the spaceship, and it's a hospital spaceship I work at, and it's called the um, Astral Medical One, and it is a hybrid spaceship. We deal with all sorts of human, alien, all sorts of hybrids. and the other spaceships are hospital spaceships, and they're like species specific. And
Hmm.
I'm in charge of all of them, so I'll have to astral travel over to one of those spaceships to see what's going on, and then I'll astral travel back. So I go up there, my light body, and it's human, and then I'll astral travel over to the spaceship. So I know when I'm astral traveling and when I'm a light being, they do feel totally different.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, as you were talking, it just put me in mind of Cocoon, the old 80s movie
Yeah.
with the big pods, remember? And remember the guy, I think he came out or astrally sort of in the movie and had sex with the other, they intermingled. That's what they did.
Mm.
What it was supposed to be. And I was thinking, what a great, what a great experience that would be. Anything like that that you've
Not
been doing?
yet.
Yeah? Not yet. Okay. Okay. But you're open.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I
I,
know.
I think
It's
that would
okay.
go by one step at a time.
I understand.
I'm not sure about
I
that.
was just thinking that because I was thinking if that's really the way it works with the pods and the people and how they came down. Remember, they made all those people young again and everything.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
thought, wow, that would be something good to look forward to. I liked that movie. That was just so well done.
That
And
was a good movie. But we
it
are
was.
younger when we pass over to the other side. I mean, we are go to the age that we
Right.
thought we felt best at. So, it
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of represented it. Hmm.
That's true. That's true. And you show up to other people at that age, and
Hmm.
some of them don't recognize you because you're younger or whatever. But yeah, so interesting. Okay, so Juno asked this probably after I asked you about the temperature, but how do they deal with it? Do they have to wear special suits, or um, do they have to change maybe their bodies or?
Well, all of them are different, Juno, and everything's different experience. They do have different spaceships, and some have different mouthpieces for just breathing our atmosphere. I know when I
Mhm.
went down into the ocean to Atlantis, when I went down to the council meeting down there, they gave me a special breathing apparatus in my mouth to be able to, and we were talking telepathic, so I didn't need it in my mouth because that's the first thing I said. I won't be able to talk when you put this in my mouth. And I went, oh yeah, we're sorry. I've made all sorts of mistakes. And but
Yeah.
when I looked up at the whole council, when we're all underwater, everybody had different suits, different breathing devices. It was all different species. So each species
Uh-huh.
has a different way of adapting, and a lot of it is suits. And even me, when I'm on the spaceship and dealing with something I'm not familiar with, they'll
Right.
put me in a bubble, and that bubble is almost like it's alive. I can push it out, and it moves with me, and it walks with me, and it
Oh,
moves with me. So,
really?
and it's a protection, yeah, and
Uh-huh.
it's
Uh-huh.
like a bubble, and
Wow.
and it feels like it's alive. I'm pretty sure it must be alive the way it adapts to you. It's pretty
Right.
fascinating. Yeah.
Yep. Wow. How interesting is that? That's awesome. Sherry, I am with you with that. I really would like it, but I'm also a little bit terrified of it myself. So yes, I do understand that. Um,
I do
so
too.
yeah,
I,
I
I
would imagine so, Gil. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You never know who you might get, right? At
Right.
times.
You
Yeah,
never know what you might get, but I can tell you, Sherry, if one does show up, it's going to startle you. First off, you can be
yeah.
scared, but then try to feel it from your heart. Does it feel good? Does it feel bad? If it feels
Uh-huh.
good, then they're a good ET. If it feels bad, you want to get rid of them. And you are stronger than whatever negative ET or anything that comes around. You can tell them to go away, and they will. So you have the power on that. So don't think that power is taken away from you. Now they aren't doing any abductions or anything anymore. So
Oh,
you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, you have the power if you want to see them or not see them, and how you feel about them. And if you do any day, eventually one day when we see them in the 3D,
mhm.
um, we will immediately have a fear, and our whole body is going to reject that. But we're all
Okay.
going to meet them, and then we have to figure out if it's good or bad. Then we have to really put our minds into it. Um, but everybody meeting them now, especially in this community,
Mhm.
it's going to be meeting them on their terms, and it's not going to be. You're not going to have that total physical
Right.
reality like meeting them in the 3D. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so yeah,
Hmm.
sure, you have control over it. So you just
That's
be
good news.
comfortable with
That
what
is
you
good news.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying to Dr. Gail about movies that are out there, you know, with being it's ET or aliens. You know, we think of aliens as bad and ETs are friendly. And I always get mad because I think when there's a movie coming on, they should show the good ET people. And
Right.
you know, not everything is always happy, but it doesn't always have to be they're here to attack us and all that stuff either. You know.
Right.
So,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, I love all those movies. So, yeah.
Yep. Sylvia, I don't know if Dr. Gail is more involved in otherworldly, not, but if she has an answer for you, I certainly will let her. I don't know if you do any of these kind of things, Dr. Gail.
Not usually, but I am. I do
Okay.
own real estate,
Okay.
and
Then,
let's see, landlord selling the home. That's going to be happening a lot because housing markets are going up so much.
yeah.
You're looking. Are you looking to buy?
Mm.
Um,
It's hard. It's better to sell right now, isn't it?
right. It definitely is a seller's market. It's going to turn around.
I
And
met somebody yesterday who sold a house in Arizona for $100,000 over asking price within 7 minutes of putting it on the market.
yeah,
It's like, wow, you know?
it is
Yeah,
crazy, and
it's crazy.
I've been
Yeah.
selling because of that also.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
is there any way that you can buy the house that you're living in now? Have you just asked your landlord first? I mean, is there any reason why you can't buy that house and make a
Or
deal?
maybe you don't like it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, sometimes it's the house you've been in and you want something new, but if it's a
Mhm.
good house, then
Right.
you
You
could
can keep
approach
it
him.
for a while. Yeah.
Right, you
And
could
fix
approach
it up.
him about it and not he won't have the realtor fees and things, so you can get a discount on it. So
Hmm.
he doesn't have to fix it up to put it on the market. So you might want to approach him about selling it to you as is at a discounted rate, and it might be a win-win situation for both of you.
Yeah. That's good advice. It is. Thank you. Um, I have a question that maybe other people might want to know too. I haven't watched a lot of it, but I've watched some of those episodes of Skinwalker Ranch.
I haven't seen that. I don't have that channel or whatever it is.
Okay. Hulu? Yeah.
Hulu. Yeah, I
Um,
don't have Hulu.
yeah. It's almost as though I don't know if it's alien or not, but it's in a Native American area and it's like tricksters, energy, that kind of thing. And very different. I didn't know at first if it was ETs, aliens, whatever. But if you haven't seen it, then you know that's fine. I won't.
It's the Native Americans that have passed away.
Oh, the ones that were probably BS about being overrun.
You got it. Yes.
Oh, wow. And you know that happens so much with people moving into and the burial grounds areas as well and desecrating those. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. That
Yeah.
makes an awful lot of sense. Yeah.
That's what my guides are telling me.
Okay. Okay. Good. Cindy P, what did you see? You saw an alien or you saw a UFO? I think a lot of people have seen UFOs.
Yes, I do. And I think
Yeah.
we're just now being comfortable to say, hey, I saw one. But before you're going, I don't know if I saw one. Everybody's telling me it wasn't. And now you're realizing, oh, yeah, it was. So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
good for you, Cindy. I love your, your thumb, your whatever. What do you call it? The, her picture. Her picture. That's what I like.
her avatar. Yeah, her avatar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. Beautiful. I don't know if it's a wolf or a dog, but it's beautiful. Whatever it is, it's gorgeous. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a wolf.
I think a white wolf. Yeah,
You know,
wonderful.
I have a I mean, I did have a white German Shepherd. Her name was
Uh huh.
Moon, and she passed away.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, she was my everything.
I
And
bet.
she is now on the other side, and she is my pilot now. And she is
Oh.
she's just as important on the other side as she was on this side, and more
Uh-huh.
so on that side because she is my pilot, my protector, and she's a shift shape, I can't
A
even say
shapeshifter. Yeah.
shapeshifter.
Yep.
And she goes from a dog to a white Wookiee, and then she can go to human. But most of the time, she stays either in her dog form or a Wookiee form.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't
So,
it nice you can work together?
yeah, we work
Wow.
together. And when
Yeah.
first time she came in as a Wookiee, my sister and I were trying to rescue a family that had wrecked, and I can't remember if that was Colorado or New Mexico, where they had wrecked in. But
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't get the man out of the spaceship because he was so trapped in it. And
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden, my sister, who was Clarice, we were standing there trying to figure out how are we going to get this guy out? Are we going to have to carry the spaceship to the other space? What are we going to do? And then
Mm-hmm.
this big white Wookiee came in, picked it up, walked to the spaceship, put it down. We both were just standing there like, what just happened? And it
Uh-huh.
turned out it was me
Wow.
that did that. So whenever I need muscles, she turns into
Yeah.
a big white Wookiee.
Does most of this happen when you're asleep, or do you have incidents during the day where you kind of just lay down and it happens
It's during the day most of the
during
time.
the day?
Now,
Okay.
yeah, it
Yeah.
started off when I was meditating, and
Yeah.
I'm sure I probably was doing it while I was sleeping in the beginning. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's any time. But because of time travel, I get to kind of name my times, or
Oh, wow.
occasionally there's an urgency where I've had to drive my car. I've had to pull into a parking lot and then go up and
Oh,
do work with
okay.
them because I can't physically be like driving or doing anything
Oh,
important
no. Yeah.
at the same time I'm up there. So
Sure.
it has to be easy one place or the other. I can't
Yep.
function fully.
But
But
officer, I wasn't here. I was on a spaceship.
it's on the spaceship, yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's great. Um, Carmela asks, what if you don't remember?
Well, Carmela, I started as an infant on the spaceship where they took me and put me in the Space Force. I
Mm-hmm.
have memories of it now, but I didn't remember any of that until several years ago. So I think that's very common. I think I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
why they're allowing me now to remember it, but they
Mm-hmm.
are, and wanted me to write it all down, and then they wanted me to go public with it. And they
Mm-hmm.
kept telling me that whoever was going to see you were the people that are supposed to see you. So I would imagine, Carmela, you might be working with them and just might not have slowed down in your life enough to start remembering it or allowing yourself to remember it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think all of us are
Um,
doing a lot of work, especially while we're sleeping. A lot of us are astral
right.
traveling, going out there and working, and we don't know it.
We wake up in the morning, especially some days, and we're exhausted and we wonder why.
Exactly. You've been
We've been
working.
working all night. Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
I I remember telling Susan Lynn one night I had a dream, and it was like a picture, a black and white picture in my mind. I could see, things going like you would if you were watching a movie. And I said, "Oh my God, it was so fast. I had no idea what was going on." I said, they need to slow down." And she said, "No, Ellie, you have to go up." I said, "Oh, okay. So maybe eventually I'll be able to see what's there, but not
Yeah.
right now."
Well,
But
Carmela, the way I broke through was I started meditating, and I
mm-mm,
started meditating the same time every day,
every
and
day.
that was my breakthrough. And I think there's something to that
Uh-huh.
about making it the same time every day, making it a routine, because
Right.
um, that's when it started happening to me. And I do meditate every day at the same time, and I do get a lot of communication. Now, I don't have to be doing any of that now. I mean, they'll communicate to me all the time. In fact, I have two ETs here with me now that always work with me on my
Oh,
live.
hi
Mhm.
guys. Oh, your hand went
They're
up.
up there.
Your hand went up, and I thought, oh, there they are.
No, you can't see it. One is blue and one's aqua. Their names are Matt,
Okay.
Kai, and Sandy. And
Okay.
they do the lives and they do my readings with me. And then when
Okay.
I'm doing healing work or doing the negative entities or implants, then I usually have, if it's something really tough, then I
Yeah.
have my angel Gloria and Jesus usually shows up for my tough ones, and they help me on that
Good.
kind of thing. So
Mhm.
I have all sorts of support on what
You
I'm
have a
doing.
lot of helpers. Yeah.
I
That's
have a lot.
interesting. Wow. Now, this is an interesting statement. You have beings that make noise at your back door, and you have pictures of them. What is it that they want? Can you get anything, Gail?
Let me
For
see.
Patty. Wow. You have pictures of them.
You've got a portal open in your backyard.
Wow. Okay. Maybe they want you to go into it?
No, she needs to close that portal.
Oh, she does. Okay. Okay. How would she go about doing that, Dr. Gail?
Well, I would say either look up, there's a lot of ways of, well, basically, as you're saying, close the portal, basically. But there is a
Right.
lot of rituals that you can
That
do.
you can do to do that? Yeah.
And you can look those up on, all sorts of places to see how to close a portal. But you have the power, and you can go out there and basically say, close this portal. And if you have your guides, if you're familiar with your guides will help you do that. So yeah, Patty, I think you have a portal open, so you do need to close it.
Wow. Yep, a ritual would probably help. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they want you to come in there. That's what I was getting. It's like, come on in. It reminds me of a Twilight Zone movie.
Right. What she's got is she's got an open door for them all to come and go. So she needs to control that.
Sure.
So,
absolutely.
Close it because she doesn't want the bad ones to come through.
No, not at all. Yeah. All right. This is Julie.
Hey, Julie.
She thought she saw a UFO floating in a pool looking up, and she saw something move behind the clouds. I bet it was.
I'm sure for you, Julie, it was.
Yeah.
You're very, very intuitive and in tune to all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure you did see it, and I'm sure you probably are involved with it. That's all I'm going to say about Julie.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right.
Feel everything.
Yeah. When when we were younger, I used the collective we. So people that are maybe over 50 lived in a world where there wasn't so much light. Now we've got all these lights outside. We have street lights, we have house lights, we have security lights, and cameras. I would say light pollution. It's harder, isn't it, to see UFOs than it would have been when we were younger?
I don't think so, because I see them all the time now.
Oh, you do? Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you live in the country, though, or do you live near the city?
I'm in the city with the lights, but
oh, you are.
Okay. Yeah, I do think it's more of a vibrational level. It's
okay.
When your vibration's high, like when I'm in a car driving, especially on a trip, that's when I see them, and I think, and that's when I get a lot of information coming into me also. So I think my vibration is going up really high, and then I'm able to see them. So
good.
Yeah, that's a lot of it.
So maybe I'll see more when the vibrations come up. I'm not really looking for them, but I'm not.
You have to go look for them. The very first ones I'll never forget is I went out at like 2:00 in the morning, and it was a full moon, and I was standing on my back deck, and I saw them going across the moon, and it was like almost like lightning going across. There were so many of them, and I'm sitting there just staring and going, "Well, there's supposed to be something wrong with my eyes." And then, that was my first sighting, but I've seen all sorts of different ones now, and I see more the closer I get to the coast. Like if I'm in a car going to the beach, then that's when I really see them. But I've seen them everywhere now. I see them, and they're usually a lot of them are disguised as a star, and you all of a sudden look up and you see that there's not another star in the sky.
In the sky, yeah.
Except for there's one star, and you're like, and you're looking at it going, something's wrong with this picture.
Right. Well, and the other thing is they can just leave so fast, right? I mean, you see it and it's gone, Yes. And if you don't look at that split second, you might miss it, I would say. Yeah. So yes, Karen's definitely going to reach out. She agrees with everything that you're saying. She's so that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. So Harry's mom wonders if there are aliens that are mixed with angel DNA.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference on some of them, especially the Palladians. The Palladians are very angelic, and yes, I think there's a lot of mixture there, and the answer would be a big yes.
Back in the 90s, I remember reading Barbara Marcianic's Bringers of the Dawn, and fascinated by that, and also read the book about the Arcturians at that time, and was just fascinated with, and it almost it came out, and it was before, it was like 1990 to 2000, sometime in there, and then you heard nothing for a long time. And you know, it might have been during that time that everybody was sort of waking up like you, with start learning this and
Right.
learning that. And yeah, it's just fascinating thinking back on it. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing that I didn't have a metaphysical past, and this is what I'm doing now.
yeah, I know.
And I
Doesn't it?
had
Yeah,
one, and I
yeah.
had one friend that just kept telling me, "You're okay. You are okay." And I kept going, "I know I have a brain tumor. Somebody get me an MRI." I did that. I knew for 6 months. I know I did, and I just kept going.
Yeah.
And then I finally I went, "Oh, if this is a brain tumor, this is wonderful. This is a wonderful way to go. I can't ask for any better." I mean, this is
Really, really. Yeah, yeah. I no, I guess so. Yeah, I would probably feel the same way. It's like, oh my God, I might be crazy, but yeah, why not? You know?
exactly. Well, that's how I was up. And being in South Carolina, I can't reveal what I do.
Right. Well,
Because
no, not there.
anybody. So I'm kind of looking forward to Mount Shasta because I think I
Sure.
might be actually normal there.
You will be very normal there. You
Yeah,
will be.
so I'm
Yeah.
kind of excited
And
about
also out here too, because we always get those lenticular clouds over Mount Rainier. And I just know those guys are up there doing something, you know,
it. Yeah.
they're shadowing. Um, Mountain Mama wonders what the triangular shaped ships, um, what aliens are in them. Do you know at all? Like, I guess they're like a triangle. That's the one you're in. Okay. All right.
Yes.
That's
I,
the,
I fly one
all
that
right.
looks very triangular and
Yeah.
has like a glass up in the front, and you integrate with the spaceship,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's everything's telepathic, and you put your hands up on like the front glass, and you become part of it. It becomes part of you. And
Yes.
but my spaceship is triangular looking with a
Mm-hmm.
glass bulb in the front of it. So
Yep.
yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
and they're huge, aren't they? I mean, they're huge.
well,
Like
mine's
a
not huge. We
football
call it
field? Yeah?
mine's a little ambulance, but the bigger
Okay.
spaceship is big. And
Mhm.
but yeah, what I'm on is the hybrid spaceship, and we do fly little triangular spaceships.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And they do have cloaking devices, just like
Mhm.
on Star Trek?
Yeah, yes, they do.
I love it. I love it.
Now the only thing
Um,
bad about that is we can go invisible and land, but we can't beam people up as invisible. So it's real tricky on rescue
uh-huh,
missions and how we do things.
uh-huh. I bet it is. Um, so G says someone was sitting profile next to me, just sitting there. I reached out, I couldn't feel anything. The ET on your website had the same coloring.
Oh, okay. You're talking about um the grays. Let's see.
Oh,
Hold on just a minute.
okay. All right.
Either the most common ones we're seeing. I'm sure it was it the one in the blue spaceship. I mean the blue space. The Ebens. I think that's the ones that are most commonly seen. They kind of look bluish, and it's
Mm-hmm.
actually a blue uniform that they're wearing. Um,
Okay.
as I reached the capability thing, the ET on your website has the same color. And yeah, that's the even. And they are part of the grays. So, and they are
Okay.
the most common that we're seeing. We're seeing evens, gray hybrids. That is the most common we're seeing. And
Well,
they're
gee,
fine.
look
They're
at that.
fine. They're
That's
fine.
great, G, that you got to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you start communicating with it because I think it's probably still around you. I think it's
Uh-huh.
probably somebody you have been connecting with all along. And I think
All
y'all are
along.
actually friends.
Mm, very good. I want to thank Gina for putting this up. Yes, Dr. Gail's channel is Skywalking with Moon, and
Thanks,
I'd
Susan.
love you to go over there and subscribe to her channel. She has a lot of interesting things to tell us. And G says they were more silvery. She said they were silvery.
Oh, okay.
So, yep,
That would be the true gray.
a true gray then.
Mhm.
Okay.
That was a true gray.
Wow. Wow. Did I get no, Susie? What was it? At 10 after? Let me look. I'll look. I'm sorry if I missed it. Let's see. Susie at 10 after. Okay. Going back. All right. Ooh, that's way back. Okay. I apologize. Where is it?
Is that the Susie I've been talking to?
If it's Susie, where is it? I didn't see it.
Susie that's trying to help me with my channel.
Oh, maybe. Um,
If it is Susie, I'm going to be calling you tomorrow for help.
oh, okay. Susie, I can't find it. If you can just put it in, I'll certainly ask her a question there. And if she answered your question, then, but if you have another one, please. Yeah. I'm coming back down. So, because we're close to being done here, but Susie Indigo. Yes. I'm sorry that I missed you, Susie. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Are there any other questions?
Well, I do appreciate you all coming and visiting
Oh,
and
yeah.
listening to me. And I have just been recently being told to quit comparing myself to Star Trek, that I am really doing this. Because all along that what I've been doing is like going, oh, it's like Star Trek. It's like Star Trek. I'm on a Star Trek series, movie, whatever.
You know, though, I think that puts us in a better position, Gail, that we did have some of this when we were growing up, and not like Lost in Space, which was crazy, stupid, but Star Trek had some really
Yeah,
fascinating
it's right,
things.
especially the second one,
Yeah,
Next Generation.
right.
Because when I went on the spaceship, to me it reminded me of the Next Generation spaceship. I mean, it
Yep,
has the cafeteria type place, which I was looking
right.
for Whoopi Goldberg in there, but she wasn't. And, but it was a lot of similarities to Star Trek. Very, I mean, so
Wow.
that's my
Yeah,
reference, and it's the Next Generation that a lot of it's like.
yeah, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Butterfly Kisses was abducted at 12.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah, scared the bejeebers out of her, she said, but she wonders if she was abducted more than once.
Yeah,
Don't they come
generally,
back to families? I
mhm,
thought so. Yeah.
they do, and they generally. I wouldn't be surprised. I hope I don't scare you on this. That you probably have some hybrid children out there,
Uh,
and
mhm.
they were probably or um, using your DNA or your eggs, and you probably have some hybrid. I have hybrid children. I know of 6 of them that I have,
Oh,
and
6. Wow.
I know 6, yes. And so I wouldn't be surprised, but yes, you were probably abducted more than once. Now they aren't abducting anymore. They realize their wrongs that they did, and they look at it as a really bad, dark time in their life that they did this, and
Uh-huh.
they equate it to us with our dark time with slavery, and like they
Yeah.
acknowledge that they were wrong. That they're apologizing. They hope they wish they hadn't done it,
Yeah.
and it is like their dark past. So,
Right.
um,
Right. Wow. And that's just I guess I hate to say it's human nature because there's really no excuse for it.
right.
But obviously it's more than just human nature. And so
Well, they don't
um
have the same kind of feelings we do, the grays or the
okay.
emotions. They don't have quite the same. They are
Okay.
developing it because they are doing the hybrids of the human gray hybrids. They are developing a lot of the emotions, but they didn't understand how that was traumatic to us. They just really
Right.
didn't get it.
They didn't know. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
We've got a few more things just to post here. Again, we've been here almost an hour, so we're probably going to sign off very soon. But it's been a fascinating journey here with you today. Thank you, Dr. Gail.
I appreciate you having me on. So,
Oh, of
who is
course.
this Terry?
Terry Soma. She agrees that your vibrational level has a lot to do with ET encounters. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Yep.
Yeah,
Vax
because they
says,
were higher vibrational than us. And so they
"Oh
come
yeah,
down to meet us and we go up to meet them. And the higher we can get our vibrations, the easier it is. Because when they do come down, they can't stay in this very long. So that's why a lot of
right."
times it's just a brief meeting in the beginning. But
It's almost like when you're talking to the other side, it takes a lot of energy for those people to
Mhm,
come in, and they can't stay very long. So that
exactly.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. She says she
Oh,
feels a
yeah.
presence. Yeah, yeah. So the orbs might be ETs.
There definitely is spirits that could be ETs, but
It could be.
I,
Hmm.
I feel like orbs are almost like little angels. I don't know how to describe it. They're so
Mm-hmm.
wonderful to have around you. They're such a
Mm-hmm.
high vibrational level, and they're like happy and singing to you, and
Kind of
trying to,
reminds me of the little fairies that are supposed to be
yes,
outside. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
they're like
Okay.
little fairies, and they're trying to communicate with you, and they're trying to make you happy, and just,
Yeah,
just that wonderful feeling. The orbs are just trying to make you feel good.
sure, sure. That's awful. I mean, that's awesome. It's not awful. Sorry. I'm just going to put this up because it is a great question, and I wish I could get everybody's questions in, but we're getting close here. So, do you the time spent equivalent to our time? I would think that's what you're talking about when you're talking about time travel, isn't it? That you can condense the time
Hmm.
so that you can do a lot of work in that period of time. Is that what you would say, or
Yeah, it would
yeah?
be like 5 minutes here, could be several hours there. So,
Uh-huh.
um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally different, and it's hard to explain because it's not, time is not linear, and
Right. Right.
um, yeah, and
And that's a hard question. That's a hard concept for people to understand,
yeah.
for all of us to understand, actually.
In fact,
But
I've had to do some going back in time to rescue people from what was getting ready to happen to them. So
mhm.
I've had done that. So I've had to learn how to actually go back in time or go time travel myself, which that was one of the days I was really freaking out all night long. I knew I was going to have to do this time travel, and I didn't
Sure.
know how to do it.
Uh-huh.
And I was being taught how to do it and shown how to do it, and I was successful. But I stayed up all night worried about that mission the next day. That was probably my most scary mission that I've done, because I
Oh,
didn't
sure.
know if I'd be able to do it, but I did.
Hmm. Hmm. God, you guys, I had no idea that there were so many people that have had some of these experiences that you're telling me in the chat. Like somebody said, what do they eat? I love that. And that Mountain Mama's meeting tall Nordics in dream time. She
Hmm.
wonders if she'll meet them in the future in real time. Very
You
interesting.
you might. It takes a lot, as I said, for them to come down to us. So you are going to continually meeting them in your dream time until you start getting
Oh,
used
okay.
to them. And
Okay.
I'm not sure how quickly. I can't really put a time on how fast or
Right.
what you have to do to actually meet them here. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's great. But yeah, some of them do
Yeah.
eat and some don't eat. Some,
Ah, breatharians, huh?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I have funny stories about the food, especially on the spaceship. What I've been
Uh-huh.
what I've been presented with. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you, all of you in the chat, for being responsive, interested, um, and asking questions and sharing experiences. I think that, um, as Dr. Gail said, it still takes her a long time sometimes to believe that this is really happening to
Mhm.
her, but it is. And it does sound crazy. And yet it's so fascinating. And so many of us have had so many different experiences that now we can kind of categorize those and not feel like we're alone. And I think that's important to know.
And
So,
I'm a safe space to talk to those about. And I'm as crazy as the things I'm doing. There's nothing that you're doing that's crazier. So I'm a safe
yeah,
place to ask those
safe
questions.
place to land. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. No problem. That's really good to know. So, yes, Skywalking with Moon, Dr. Gail, she's a doctor of chiropractic. That's what her doctor is, but she's a doctor of other things as well. And so, thank you for coming, Gail. Please come back again and reach out to these folks. Reach out to Dr. Gail. She'll be welcome to work with you. And thank you again. It could be, yeah. Susie says I have to have you on again. Okay, we'll bring her back. I
Okay.
promise.
Thanks everybody for showing up, and thanks for the great questions. And thank you,
I
Allie, for
know.
having me.
Thank you. Yes, thanks everybody. You have a good one. Have a
All
great
right.
weekend.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.